Good evening, North Carolina A&T fans. I am Brian Holloway. We're back here with another Aggie Pridecast. I think we have about two more of these, if I'm not mistaken, but it's going to be an exciting show tonight because we have an exciting assignment coming up. Just want to give you a little recap. We're kind of winding down here in North Carolina A&T Athletics. Just had our athletics banquet, and these two young ladies were a huge part of that. Raven Douglas, former member of the women's basketball team. Now I think I can say that. She's on mute, so hopefully she'll come off mute there. And Eve Tay, who has one of my favorite names. She has a first name and a last name that just flows together. But they were a part of our big athletics banquet this past April, and handed out a lot of exciting awards. Had a really exciting time. Had a musical challenge with the Wicked, and found out we had a very talented singer on the volleyball team. So that's all good. And maybe she can sing the national anthem for us. And just wrapping things up, the men's golf team right now, I believe they are in second place at the PGA Works Championship. They've had some really good showings, and if you've been able to watch that on the Golf Channel, that's been really, really good. The women's golf team has a chance to actually win the tournament. They're in a battle right now. The last time I checked with Howard University and Prokoroboa, one of our golfers, tough name to say, she is in first place right now, and in second place is another one of our golfers. And so one of those are going to win the individual championship, so it'll be a fitting end to a great season. But as I mentioned, I got Raven Douglas, Eve Tay here on Friday. Can't give away the location, but on Friday we will get a chance to interview Detroit General Manager Brad Holmes. He will be doing the commencement speech here at North Carolina A&T State University this weekend. And so it's going to be an exciting opportunity to sit down with him before he gives his speech. And these two young ladies are going to conduct the interview. Hopefully we'll bring another young man in here later on. And so, just want to be able to kind of talk about being able to interview Brad Holmes, the NFL Executive of the Year, a year ago. Did an outstanding job for the Detroit Lions. Has got really has a resurgence in that whole program up there in Detroit. And he is an A&T Aggie, played on the 1999 HBCU National Championship team that won 11-2, and that record wasn't broken until the 2017 team went 12-0 and won the Celebration Bowl. So, Eva, I'll start with you first. Let's tell the people who you are, where you're from, how you got to A&T, and all those wonderful things.
Hi, everyone. My name is Eve Tay. I am a junior studying journalism. I'm from Minneapolis, Minnesota. And I got to A&T because I really wanted to go to HBCU, and we don't have HBCUs where I'm from. So one of my friends had attended this school, and he had told me, you would really like it. They have a really good journalist program. And I came out, and I just never went back home.
Glad to have you. Was that Zachary?
Yeah.
Yeager, that was the former.
Yeah, Zach. Yeah.
Former A&T quarterback. Okay. So we have some connections to athletics there, no question about it. And glad that he brought you here. And Zach Yeager, he had a really good game against Central. We didn't win that game, but he had a really good touchdown pass to Michael Weaver in that game. So I remember that very well. And so shout out to him. Raven, you came here via a different school, but tell us a little bit about your background and how you got to A&T.
So I transferred from Quinnipiac University, where I got my Bachelor of Arts in Journalism, and that's really where my passion lies. Like you said, I played on the women's basketball team, so I transferred here, and now I'm pursuing my Master's of Business Administration. And I'm originally from Raleigh, North Carolina. I came to A&T big on the basketball program as well. Coach Rob is amazing. I wanted a better experience basketball-wise. And then also wanted to be back home, North Carolina. Then I also just heard of how big just Aggie Pride runs, the family runs. And I've just been able to meet a lot of great people. So it's just been a great experience.
How much of an impact did the greatest homecoming on earth have on you guys, though? Was that a factor?
Yes.
Maybe a little bit.
The
Maybe a
greatest
little
homecoming.
bit.
Yes.
I thought that's what you're going to say when you said the family factor and all that other. I thought you were going to say they had a great homecoming, but you didn't. You kept it above, so it's all good. What was your first year like here at A&T playing on the women's basketball team? You guys won the regular season. What was that journey like for you?
Yeah, so it was one that it was really balanced because it was definitely challenging. Coach Rob demands a lot from his players, and to play for a winning program, and it takes a lot to be an athlete. So it was challenging, but it was great. The people, everybody, like the coaching staff, the team, everybody was just so welcoming. And then outside of it, other students, Mr. Holloway, you were very welcoming. So just meeting people like yourself, and just being able to step into the program, you as well. Like whenever we met, like it was just a quick conversation, great conversation. So I just felt supported, definitely felt supported, and definitely felt pushed to grow, both on the court and off the court for sure.
Eve, what is the Aggie family like for you? What does that mean for you when you're coming in from way up north, up near Canada, and coming down south? What was that like? What was that experience like for you from going down south?
Well, kind of like what Raven said, I kind of like the family vibes. It's just that you guys are really big on family down south, and that's something that like I love. That I love like being welcomed and people like you guys caring. It's not like y'all care. Like some teachers and people don't care. You guys actually want to see us win, and even with you, Mr. Holloway, like all these opportunities that you're giving us is just such a blessing.
Cool. Let's get off of me and let's talk about the opportunity. We got a chance to talk to Brad Holmes on Friday. Big time Aggie. He had on the jerseys at the NFL draft about a week ago. Really cool vibe, really cool gesture. The head coach Dan Campbell had him on too. And I'll start with you, E. From what you've been able to gather, what do you think about him and his journey?
Well, I think we have been able, like me and Raven has sat and we like literally Googled him and see everything he has done from A&T to like where he's at now. And we have some really good things that we're going to ask him, and it's going to be exciting.
Okay. All right. We're not going to give away the questions, right?
No, we're not. They got to tune
in. All right. What about you, Raven? I think you Quinnipiac graduate, but you're part of the Aggie family now. How big is it to be able to talk to a STEAM alumnus?
Oh my gosh, I think this opportunity is absolutely incredible. Of course, because he's like such a special alumnus, but to become the executive vice president of such a huge franchise, like I think to be able to go from just like being a student, like how we are right now, and being in a humble place, come from an HBCU, like I think he just represents so many different things, and just the things that he's been able to do is just really special. So I think anybody who is in the position of wanting to do anything, like whether it be continuing in sports, continuing football, or just separate yourself in any type of industry, I think this is going to be big to listen to, because he's been able to do that over the course of different years. He's been in different spots. So I think it's just really special to be able to talk to him and learn from him. And I think anybody listening will learn a lot from him as well.
One more thing.
Go ahead.
Raven got an opportunity to talk to one of his teammates, and she got some really good stories out of his teammates. So, yeah.
Oh wow, I'm excited to hear that. I wonder where she got that idea from, but I'm really excited to hear that. Can you give us just a little tease, a little bit of kind of what kind of insight it gave you?
Yeah, so a few words that I got to talk to Daryl Klub, and he just talked about how Mr. Holmes is just, he referred to him as like a football nerd. So he talked about how like below, or he goes deeper than surface level when it comes to understanding football. And there's a lot of different things that he can just tell you, and you can tell like even though he came from like a football family where, you know, he several pros in his family, is like he's not one of those people that seems elitist or is going to put himself above you or like have that type of, you know, pride. No, but he's just like a great person, he described him as, and just very knowledgeable of the game and very knowledgeable person. So he's not something that's just focused on football, but focused on like individual people and kind of their development beyond football as well.
Eve, as a young journalism, mass communications major, and understanding his humble beginnings, does that inspire you? And do you think the interview will inspire a lot of young Aggies such as yourself?
Yes, it definitely do, because like HBCUs are not known for having like, we're not known for having like the big people come out of HBCUs. Like they look at us like we're just down here and not up here. So yes, it definitely would. And it just tells you that like if he can do it, we can definitely do it too. And he's a Crosby kid, so it runs deep.
I would dispute that, though. You know, a lot of HBCU. Oprah Winfrey's an HBCU graduate, so you know, it's
yeah, but she don't really talk about it.
She's right, you know, but you know, we've got some good ones though. We got some good HBCU grads in the pipeline. I think there was a good Facebook had a good challenge going on about who can name all the famous HBCU graduates, and I was just really shocked at how many they were out there in terms of famous HBCU graduates and you know, folks that come from HBCUs who you probably like, wow, they went to, you know, HBCU. So it's really a long list. And so Brad Holmes certainly is a part of all of that. Raven, talk a little bit about just the strategy and then the kind of work that goes into kind of having to prepare for something like this, where you probably only get about 10 or 15 minutes, but the homework that goes into it.
Yeah, I would argue this is kind of one of my favorite parts, is doing the background research. So you kind of start just kind of looking up. I just started quick Google search Brad Holmes, and just kind of, there's different articles that comes up, of course. So you just read on, you know, the position that he's in now, kind of his journey throughout his career. You focus on those statistics, maybe talk about some family, talk about, you know, maybe like some of his successes in college. And then I went through and kind of read different articles that came out like about him, like throughout college. So whether it be like about a big game or just about like the things that he's doing, there's certain articles that were like coming from the perspective of his mother was speaking on him and things like that. So reading those articles was the big thing. And just kind of, I just started a Google Doc and I just kind of thought dump. So I take things that really stuck out to me in the articles, and then I just like organize it in a Google Doc. And then I start kind of going a little bit deeper. So if there's something specific that I want to know about, like maybe what the people around him think of him, I'll kind of look on social media, look on their social medias. I don't know if this is like stalking. It might be
borderline. You know, it's a little scary now. It's getting a little scary, but it's okay.
Yeah, might be borderline stalking. But you kind of look at the mutuals, things like that. Just kind of see if there's anything out there about him. And then, like I said, like Eve said, I was able to talk to former teammate Daryl Clue, who was very open to sharing details of him. Just quick follow, quick DM, and set up a little interview. Then I got that transcript, put in the Google Doc as well. And then you just kind of sift through what is the biggest story that you want to tell with this interview. Because with 10 to 15 minutes, you want to have like focused questions. So we pull the information from like all of that, whatever is most important and most aligns with what we want the interview to tell. That's where we kind of formed our questions from there.
Let me ask you this, because, you know, it's very Gen Z of you to DM him. So how does that now make research a little easier? And how receptive are people to you jumping into their DM and asking them questions? Are people kind of open to that? Because maybe, you know, maybe I'll try to, you know, I like finding people's phone numbers, but maybe, you know, maybe that's kind of the thing. Discuss that for me a little bit.
Yeah, so I was kind of nervous at first. I started doing that. I think it depends on the industry that the person is in. I feel like athletes and people around sports are more open and receptive to DMs. I think that social media is like, it's quick quick conversation, and I make sure my message is obviously respectful. I'm telling, okay, so this is who I am. This is why I'm DMing you. This is what I want to talk about. If you're open, I would love to discuss it. I usually reach out to athletes. Like whenever I was reaching out to athletes, everybody was very receptive. Hey, yeah, like I can answer a few questions. Usually, like if it's quick and our schedules are conflicting, I'll say, hey, I can just send you the questions here. You can just answer whenever's on your time. Or sometimes they want to hop on the phone, things like that. But it's usually pretty good. Sometimes you don't really get a response just because if that person has a lot of followers, a lot of engagement usually, so they may not see the DM. So that's when I'll go and look on different things as well. And then also for other professions, I don't always DM. Like if I'm trying to interview somebody in maybe like a more of a business setting, I'll start through LinkedIn or through email. But I just think when it comes to athletes, a lot of them are usually using social media because of NIL and wanting to market themselves. So usually it's easier to access that from there.
Wow. So very, very interesting there. Eve, how much has technology kind of shaped what you do and how you prepare?
I mean, kind of like what Raven said, everything's on the internet, so it's not really that hard to like reach out. Just like Raven said, most of the time, if they have a lot of followings, you do have to go to like different routes, but it's not really that hard, Mr. Holloway.
I didn't say it was hard. I just felt it was weird. Nobody said it was hard. Yeah, I can go and stalk people. That's not
it's not stalking.
But no,
yeah, I kind of felt a little bit stalkerish. I'm sorry. Like sometimes I'd have to look on different platforms, but hey, I mean, hey.
Yeah, I mean, but it's I kid about the stalking, but it's an open forum, for people to kind of be able to connect. And that's the whole idea of social media, is to be social and to connect with other people. And so it's not it's not a thing, but it is a new way of being able to, connect with people and contact people and, be able to do some of the research that you need done. And so, because it used to be like you would have to kind of go, and in a lot of cases you still do, you have to go to a publicist to kind of really get that type of access, or they will tell you to go through a publicist to get that type of access. But, at the same time, they are out there, and probably people who have a huge following, that's how you have to get them, is through, a publicist or something of that nature. But yeah, it's a great way to do that. We're talking with Raven Douglas and Eve Tay. They have a big time interview coming up on Friday. They get a chance to interview Brad Holmes, North Carolina A&T Aggie. He is doing the commencement speech, and he is the general manager of the Detroit Lions, an HBCU graduate in that position. Eve, what does that say about the fact that he's an HBCU and he's in that prominent position? How much inspiration do you think that gives, the Crosby kids, as you put it? Is she with us? I don't think so. She had to drop off. Can you pick that up, Raven?
Yeah, I think it's very inspirational. A few of the articles about him just talked about like his work ethic. I think his mom shared that sometimes she'd have to. Oh, I've got Eve back. I think his mom shared like sometimes she'd have to remind him to sleep. So it kind of speaks on the work ethic that comes with growing, and I feel like it's very inspirational because to come from a place to see somebody come from a place where literally you are, as far as you're being a student, maybe a student athlete, and not so much just given opportunities, but you go out there and you work for it. It kind of shows you that if I put this in, if I put this energy in, I put this focus in, then I can do it. And then also I feel like being able to hear from him and kind of get some information from him, you'll be able to see, okay, so this is the steps that I need to take. I feel like a lot of people are willing to put in the time to get to a certain place, but they don't understand maybe what that time looks like, what goes into put that energy and what goes into those steps. So I think this is just going to be big as far as understanding how to take the next step, and then just kind of being inspired that somebody did take those steps, and I can see and repeat that as well.
No question about it. Got Eve Tay back with us here. Eve, kind of take us through where you want to be in the next 5 years and how and she's frozen again, I think.
I can see y'all.
Okay, well, just talk to us. We can see you,
Okay.
but you have a funny facial expression on right now because you are frozen in time on the Pridecast. But somebody needs to take a screenshot of that and just
No,
sell it.
don't.
Just put it across the
I
internet.
already got it.
But yeah, just kind of take us through, your preparation and what are some of the things that you have done in the office to get you to this opportunity?
Well, okay, where I want to be in 5 years. 5 years from now really is really where I get a job, and like things in the office that has really helped me. It's like just the little things. Like when I first came into journalism, I really wanted to be in front of the camera, but I realized that like it's okay to be behind the scenes and work behind the scenes first before you get in front of the camera. And like just like with social media, like Mr. Holloway had me do social media, I learned so much through social media and how much it can actually prepare you for like being in front of the camera and all like the works that go behind it and things like that. So I hopefully working somewhere in sports and doing whatever they ask me to do with all the things I have learned from you.
Yeah, shout out to April and all those folks too, who chipped in and helped out. And Raven, you did some sideline reporting for us.
Yes, I did. That's really I've never like that's kind of my first year getting into it. So seeing the different avenues that you can do when it comes to journalism and broadcasting is definitely exciting.
What are some of the pitfalls that you found in doing sideline reporting? What are some of the difficulties of being on camera and having to perform?
I'd say sometimes there's a lot of information that you want to get across, and when it comes to sideline reporting, you only have like smaller segments, so you have to make sure that you're concise in the information that you're sharing. Also, kind of sometimes you have to think on the spot and remember on the spot. So sometimes, like coming out of half times, you have quick interviews with the coaches, and you want to make sure you're conveying exactly what the coach said, and conveying that correctly. So remembering that on the spot and getting that was kind of a couple of the things that were biggest to me. Um, yeah, but I'd say like the biggest thing I just enjoyed kind of being right there in the game. And a lot of times you have to have a deeper understanding of what's going on. So okay, this is the time that I need to say this. This is the time I need to report this. So timing was also a big thing as well.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the timing of it, because you could probably have something prepared, and then something crazy happens in the game, and you have a report on Malia Procone coming up, and then Raven Douglas gets hot from the field, and then you kind of have to switch to your Raven Douglas. So, how in tune to the game do you have to be?
Yeah, very. You have to really pay attention to the flow, the momentum, the things that are happening in football is kind of different. You have like a little bit more leeway, and especially, but sometimes like injuries would pop up, injuries would happen. So you have a bit prepared, and then you have to go get an update on an injury and make sure you're sharing that, and also kind of your tone whenever you're sharing these things. You don't want to be happy sharing that. Oh, this kicker just got knocked out. You know what I'm saying? So adjusting with that. So you have to really understand. You don't have to be like an expert, obviously, but understanding what the momentum means for each team. Kind of like a background on the statistics. Is this are like statistically are these teams doing better than they usually do throughout the season? Just small. Is this player doing better than they usually do throughout the season? Stuff like that. You just have to be aware of for sure.
You mentioned expert, and we have the Brad Holmes interview coming up. Either one of you ladies like really into football, like y'all are Sunday watching, Monday watching football fans? Y'all have favorite teams? Are you guys into the sport?
I am a much bigger football fan than I am basketball.
Okay. I'm taking the Vikings, correct?
The fight, yes.
Okay.
So he's in the division.
Yeah, you're in the division. Yeah, you're in the division. Yeah, I don't know if you want to bring that up or not, but yeah, you certainly. And they were pretty. Both those teams are pretty good this year. They kind of battle for the best record, so that rivalry is pretty strong. And I think Detroit whooped them the last week of the season.
Not whooped. It was a tie game. It was not tied, but it was close.
Was it?
Yes.
Okay, we have to fact check that. Is Facebook up there? I thought Detroit got a pretty good hold of him, but maybe I'm missing that. But okay, that's fine. But make sure Brad knows that you're rooting for him. In secret. But let me ask you this: and I'll start with you, Eve. What's the importance of women in sports and being in sports, whether it be public relations or broadcasting or journalism or mass communications or whatever the case may be? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I feel like the importance is first thing first, you have to know the sport. Like you can't go into the sport not knowing what's happening or what's like you have to be familiar with what it is. So like even with you, Mr. Holloway, I have learned so many other sports that I did not think I was gonna learn this year. So like going to like all these other sports games and just having information about sports I literally do nothing about. So I would say the most important thing is you can't write a story that you don't know nothing about. So first thing first, you have to know the sport. Like the little thing matters. Like it's the little things in sports that you would think wouldn't make a difference would definitely make a difference because every sport is different. So that's one thing I would say. Know the sport.
Know the sport. What about you, Raven? You are young, aspiring young lady trying to, I think, get into sports. And so, what is that like for you? And who are some of your inspirations, whether they be male or female?
Yeah, so kind of what Eve said, like just knowing the sport, but also knowing that like a lot of the individuals, like there's always like more of a story. Everybody has their individual story. So understanding like look at these individuals as outside of like just their athlete and stuff like that, because then you just have a better understanding, can help people relate to it a lot more. But some of my inspirations are like LaChina Robinson, Ari Ivory. Like I love Ariel Chambers. I love watching them and just everything they've been able to do for women in sports. And they're also giving back as well, kind of bringing up like young black women journalists, kind of creating a space for them as well. I know that like there's different programs for young black aspiring journalists to be in, just to learn from them and things like that. They're always reaching back, always posting on social media. I love Taylor Rooks as well. She's always posting what she's doing on social media, kind of showing the people behind them, like just showing people that look like me what can happen.
Yeah, get to know Spencer Turkin. He and Taylor Rook went to school together. Little unknown fact. So yeah, good.
Great to know.
Yeah, they're buddies. They're buddies. So yeah. So get buddy with Spencer Turkin, and he might be able to get you in contact with her or whatever. But you didn't hear that from me. Yeah, certainly. They went to school together and got a chance to work with Taylor Rook 4 years ago during when we were in Newark, New Jersey for the Michael B. Jordan HBCU tournament. She was a sideline reporter, so got a chance to work with her. And I also got a chance to work with China Robinson a couple of times on some A&T games that she did back when we were in the MEAC. I think she did one of our championship games, as a matter of fact, at the MEAC. So certainly, I've been able to chance to work with some of those dynamic young ladies, and certainly you two young ladies have what it takes to get where they are. So, that's why we got you working on some of the big time stuff here at North Carolina A&T. Raven, I wanted to ask you, speaking of which, you got a chance to interview former North Carolina Tar Heel head coach Roy Williams. What was that experience like for you?
Oh my gosh, he was so nice. It was big. It was really big. Just to be able to talk to him and just ask him a few questions. He was very like relaxed, easy to talk to, and things like that. So I was very grateful for the opportunity, just to be able to even speak with him as well. So yeah, it was really big.
Okay, I figured he had done a few of these before, huh?
Yeah, he was. Oh yeah, sure. Like we asked him right before the game, would you be okay with talking? Oh yeah, sure. Like it's nothing.
I think he's done a few thousand of those, so I think that's pretty simple for him. Eve, can you name for me a project you've worked on the past year or two with us that you really felt like was a winner for you, that you really stood out to you in your mind?
Well, really, all the projects we did with social media, I feel like those were all like really like I felt like people got to see different side of athletes that they never really got to see. So like really, all the videos we did over this year was really cool and big.
All right, so we'll close with this. Eve, give us a big reason why this Brad Holmes interview is big, and that what we hope to get across to A&T Aggies and other HBCU students and alums alike after this interview.
Mr. Holloway, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you say that one more time? I'm sorry, the internet.
Yeah, closing out with this, what do you hope that people will get out of this interview? A&T grads, HBCU alumni, HBCU students alike. What is the importance of being able to sit down with someone of his stature?
Well, this is super important because, like you said, like he's really big. Like working for like a big time team and a big time organization. Like we should. It's really big. It's really big. I can't put it to words, but
really
like,
big. We had a really big show. Really, really big. Really big. Really big.
I don't know how to say it without saying too much.
Okay. All right. Don't want to give away too much. What about you, Raven?
Yeah, I want people to understand just all that he's been able to do, coming, not just being like an HBCU grad, but having to work your way up. So we'll talk about it in the review, but kind of his journey it's taken years to get where he is and to become the executive vice president of the Detroit Lions. Like, I don't think like that's huge. And then to not just be leading the franchise like that, he's also being recognized. He's back to back for 2 years, 2023 and 2024. He was the executive vice president of the year. So it's like he's really impacting the game, impacting these franchises. And I think to learn from him and his journey could be very inspiring for A&T students, for any HBCUs, or for any student really listening, but especially HBCU students, to understand that you can do these big things as well. And there's a lot that you can learn from him in your journey. And so to learn these things and apply it as you're stepping into your career, I think would be very important.
All right. Fun little game for you guys. I want you to rank these from top to top 5 without knowing what's coming next. All right?
Okay.
Top 5 without knowing what's coming next. Ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
A&T 4. Where would you rank them 1 through 5? Number 1?
Number
1 being the best.
One's the best, right?
One's the best.
Number 1.
Yeah,
Number
1.
Yeah.
Number 1. Okay. All right. That's fair. Jiho.
Without knowing what's coming next, I'm gonna say 3. It depends. 3. I'm gonna say 3.
3. Okay. That's fair. A&T bowling.
Oh,
Number 2.
they're up there.
Number 2.
Freaking
They bring championships.
They're right behind A&T 4.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
They bring championships.
Okay. That's totally fair. Brad Holmes.
Oh, what?
That's a whole.
That's a setup.
He got to be 4 or 5.
4.
Don't be pulling at number 2 already.
4.
All right. Fine. All right. Let's go. Let's go with this one. Jesse Jackson.
We got set up.
No.
We got set up. I knew we should have saved the 2 spot.
All right, here we go. So the A&T 4-1. Bowling is number 2. Homecoming is number 3. Brad is number 4. And Jesse Jackson's number 5. That's a good list.
We should have saved the 2 spot.
Shout out A&T Bowling.
Shout out A&T Bowling. We got to go with it. Shout out A&T Bowling.
Oh, man. So, hey, great job, ladies. Look forward to Friday. Keep preparing. Keep doing your thing. Just wanted to let everybody know that, we're going to try to run this on YouTube sometime next week, and going to keep trying to create clips. Shout out to Aaron, Mizell. Hopefully Mike Crenshaw is going to help put this together, and let's get ready to rock and roll, and let's have a good time. And thank you to Brad Holmes and the Detroit Lions for allowing us this opportunity, and Aggie Pride.
Aggie Pride. Thank you, Mr. Holloway.
Let's do it. Thank you.
See you guys.